I call Melissa Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's a pleasure to take a call on the second reading of the Education Legislation Bill. I heard Tracy Martin speak, and I will just make one comment. I believe that the Select Committee process where the supplementary order paper actually came through, the committee as a whole agreed on the process, and we did actually open it up for submissions, and we did only get 5 submissions. And you know, a select committee actually, there is a process that actually happens, and committee do it together as a whole. And it's not like we, in fact, strong-arm the oppositions to reduce the time or extend the time. It has actually happened, and I thought it was actually quite a nice committee, actually. I thought even opposition members, I have tremendous respect for them. Their opinions actually differ from mine, but I do actually feel that they care about education in a different way. And I thought the Education Select Committee actually worked very well. It was a key bill for the Select Committee for the first half of this year, and I'd like to take my hat off to the chairperson, Dr. Jian Yang, who does a tremendous job, and quite a difficult job, I would have thought. And sometimes I think it's sort of like he's the teacher and trying to keep the students quiet and in order at the committee. And I think he actually, he was a professor. I don't know if he actually went to school to become a teacher, however, but he did a tremendous job. And I also like to thank the committee secretariat for all their hard work during the discussion of this bill, sir. As the Minister have actually said, and other members, this education legislation bill is in fact an omnibus bill that updates 8 acts to better improve the administrative and governance arrangement for education entities and funding organisations. This bill is an example of the hard work that this government is undertaking to ensure that all young New Zealand learners have the skills and qualifications that they need to successfully participate as a part of our community, sir. One of the key aims of this bill is the ability to give more say to the school boards of trustees to determine when and how the required minimum opening hours of a school would be. During the Select Committee process, we amended the legislation suggested in favour of a more streamlined process for when variances in operation hours are short-term and on an occasional basis. I know some members have actually said that, that kind of flexibility may not be a good thing. In my opinion, it is actually a good thing, and because not all communities are equal. Not schools in regional New Zealand may differ. I mean, school needs and the students' needs are quite different from region to region as well. And I think having the flexibility allows school to operate in their optimum way that they can as a community, and they can decide for that school community what is required for their student body as well as the school, sir. I also believe it is important for the ability of tertiary education providers to help sponsor partnership schools and kura holder schools. Such a process will help forge links between younger students and older adult learners, and overall continue to work to create better learning environments across New Zealand. I think one of the best way that I can sort of talk about the learning thing is through culture. I mean, there's a saying, we revere the elders, and often, teachers and mentors and, seniors of universities actually come back to teach kids at school. And in my culture, that is actually celebrated. And I, sir, run something called a kimchi club in my Korean community, where a more experienced professional actually comes in and mentors the younger kids who are actually currently at high school or university to actually teach them about what are some of the pitfalls that they can actually get into, and also talk about the career prospects that they might face. And I think, young students, both in high school and university appreciate these kinds of mentoring. And I think even in schools, we can actually learn from that experience. So this bill, of course, is just part of a great plan that we have undertaken to improve education in New Zealand. And on that score, I'd like to commend the tremendous Minister of Education, Hekia Parata. And I have said this many times over in this House. Every time I see her talk about education and the children, I see great passion in her eyes, in her voice, in her heart. And I know that some of my friends might actually laugh at my pronunciation, sir, that there is a great Māori proverb, he aha te mea nui o te ao. What is the most important thing in the world? He tangata, he tangata, he tangata. And this proverb has been quoted many times over in this house. But for me, sir, the most important people are our children, because they are the future of this country. They are the future of our families, our whānaus, our districts, our regions, our country. Our children need to have the best education system in this country, and I believe that this government, this minister, and this bill actually delivers for our children. Sir, I commend this bill to the House.